Good evening, everyone. This is Aarti Manjrekar from Advice Internationals. I am working here as a counselor for the country Canada. Today I'm going to talk on a very interesting topic, everything you need to know to study in the country Canada. Now the very first important question that comes to someone's mind is, why Canada as a country? I'm going to give you 2 to 3 USPs of Canada. The very first one, it's high quality education. All the universities and colleges in Canada are ranked in the world top universities. Also, the degrees offered in these universities and colleges are worldwide accepted. Now comes the second USP, which is it's really very inexpensive. That is, the education in Canada is really very affordable. The living expenses in Canada are 10,000 Canadian dollars, which means you have to just spend 6 lakhs rupees per year for your living expenses in Canada. Then comes your tuition fees, which is around 16,000 to 18,000 Canadian dollars per year. So if you see, your total expenses for a year as a student in Canada would come up to 18 to 20 lakhs a year. Then Canada is also very easy for PR, and even their immigrations are also very friendly. International students can apply for their PR within the country, and which takes up to just 15 to 18 months, which depends on the eligibility criteria. After that comes a stayback period. If you study for a 1 year's program in Canada, you get a stayback for 1 year. And if you study for a 2 years program, you get up to 3 years of stayback. Also, the Canadian immigration or the government gives the students a facility for your part-time. That is, you can do 20 hours part-time per week during your course time and 40 hours during your vacations. So what is the most important thing in this? You are already having your living expenses in your hand and the tuition fees paid for your first year. So whatever you are earning during your part-time is being saved, which you can use in for your next year if you are planning to have your second years of education. You can use this money as in for your tuition fees as well as your living expenses. You can earn up to 11 to 14 Canadian dollars per hour, depending upon what sort of part-time job facilities you are getting in. There are several programs which have got co-op options. These can be paid or non-paid by the colleges or the universities. Now Canada is a bilingual nation, which means it has got 2 official languages. They are English and French. The top cities that a student needs to know to study in Canada are Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary, and so on. Also, Canada has got an excellent healthcare system. Also, the health covers are really very affordable in Canada. Now, let's look at the qualifications that are being offered by the education systems. For the undergrads, one can study bachelor's degree, advanced diploma, or the diplomas. So, your bachelor's degree could be for 4 years or 5 years of honors. Also, the advanced diploma would be for 3 years and your diplomas would be for 2 years. Now comes the postgrads. You can study your postgrads degree or certificates which can be for 1 year or 2 years, and then the masters, which also can be up to 1 to 2 years. These all programs are offered at universities, community colleges, career colleges, privates and public institutes. Most of the universities offers the postgrads diplomas or the certificates and the master's degrees. The community colleges or the career colleges offers the postgrads degrees, bachelor's degrees, advanced diplomas and the diplomas. The very most popular courses that are offered in Canada are engineering, business, IT, media, journalism, and so on. Now here you can see the only challenge that a student has to face in Canada is the climate. Because Canada is going to be extremely cold for 4 to 5 months in a year. So one just has to adjust and get adapted to this climate. Now let's look at the requirements that one needs to know for applying at Canada. The IELTS examinations. Yes, you just need to have your IELTS examination scores to apply for a postgraduate degrees or for the bachelor's, advanced diplomas or the diplomas. For postgrads, you require an average of 6.5, no band less than 6. And for undergrads, it's an average of 6.0, no band less than 6. GMAT GRE scores would be required for master's or MBA programs depending on the universities. Along with this comes all your academics and your passport. Now comes here the most important or the frequently asked question is, should we go for a postgraduate diploma or the MBA or master's program? Let me tell you, MBA and masters are really very competitive in Canada because their requirements are very high. You require a 16 years of education to qualify to apply for a master's or MBA degree in Canada, which means you need to have a 4 years of bachelor's degree or a 3 years of bachelor's degree along with your 2 years of master's, plus an IELTS of average 7, no band less than 6.5, along with a GMAT score of 600 plus is required. Minimum 2 to 3 years of work experience is mostly preferable, along with your letter of references and your statement of purpose. Mostly students do not qualify for your master's or MBA because of these criteria, because of which students choose to go in for postgraduate degrees or the diplomas. Also, postgraduate degrees are more affordable compared to the masters or MBAs in Canada. Now let us look at the colleges. These postgraduate degrees are offered in the colleges like Humber, Centennial, Sheridan, Langara, Douglas and so on. The top universities in Canada are the University of Toronto, University of British Columbia, University of Waterloo, University of Alberta, University of Saskatchewan, McGill and so on. Now the types of program. Here almost all the universities offers all types of engineering programs, bachelors and so on. The main intake in Canada is the September intake, which is famously known as the fall intake. The other two intakes which are available are the January and May intake. These are mostly offered only in colleges. Now let us look at the procedure of how to apply for a student's application. So first a student needs to give his IELTS examinations. Once your scores are in hand, you can go ahead, choose your universities or your college. After shortlisting, you can go ahead and apply for your student's application in these colleges, along with your IELTS, your academics, your passport, depending upon which program you are availing. Once, if you fit as per their requirements, the colleges or the universities will release the offer letter. This could be conditional or the unconditional. So now what is a conditional or an unconditional offer letter? If the colleges still wants any additional requirements, they will release an conditional offer letter. So which means we still need to submit all those documentations. After which, if you fulfill all the requirements, then you can go ahead and submit your tuition fees. After which the letter of acceptance is being released. This letter of acceptance is very important to go ahead and apply for your visa application. Now let's talk about visa. Visa in Canada are more simplified. The Canadian government has come up with two routes, that is the SDS and the non-SDS. SDS are the student direct stream and non-SDS is the non-student direct stream. The most preferred one is the SDS because once you get your letter of acceptance in hand, you make your account in Canada as a student for your living expense, which is also known as a GIC account. So only your GIC receipt and your letter of acceptance is required along with your passports, your academics, your photos and so on. So one does not need to have a lot of financial documents to be shown for applying under SDS application. Hence, SDS is one of the most uh, preferred option for applying for the visa in Canada. Now let's look at the vaccines and the travel policies. Students who are fully vaccinated with accepted vaccines can travel to Canada. The one who are not vaccinated or at least have taken one vaccine dose can still travel, but they need to get quarantined for a 14 days period. And this has to be prior to their program. We have almost covered all the points that you need to know now while applying for a student application in Canada. I would request you to soon get in touch with Advice so that we can help you all streamline the process and help you all with the student application and your visa application. We at Advice are open right now in all the branches. All our counselors are now coming into the offices for counseling. Also, if you find some difficulties in approaching us at our offices, we are still available for virtual counseling at our iMeet. So you all can go on our Advice International website and join us at iMeet. Our counselors would be also available over there. Also, Advice always arranges for the fairs. Now, what are these virtual fairs? The different delegates and the representatives of different colleges and universities of Canada come in this fair. So the students get a chance to speak on one-on-one basis with these delegates or the representatives. You can get your doubts, your more queries cleared you can get cleared on a more clear basis. Also, if you are having any doubts, do please visit Advice at the earliest. I'll be taking a few questions which are coming in by the students. We have got a student, Akanksha, coming up with the question like, do you require to have known French as a language? So let me tell you, English and French are the major language in Canada, yes. But one need to know French to qualify themselves as a student in Canada. So you can still go ahead and apply for your student application and go for your studies in Canada. Then we have Vinika coming in asking for what would the tuition fees include and the living expenses would include. So now here the living expenses that we are talking about, 6 lakhs rupees or 10,000 Canadian dollars would be your accommodation charges, your meals, your travels from your campuses to your colleges or the university campuses. These would be included in your tuition fees of 6 lakhs rupees. If you have few more questions, you can connect to us directly on our landlines or you can connect to us with the receptions. Thank you. Should I connect?